This mesmerising image was taken by Herb King somewhere along Claude Road near Mount Roland over 100 years ago. Beside the wooden footbridge, Herb's Indian motorcycle is parked up midway through the water splash over the stream. His wife Lucy patiently waits in the sidecar for Herb to set up and take this photograph. They are surrounded by thick forest. The distant mountain is shrouded in mist. This 1986 reproduction of Herb's image appears on page 137 of the Tasmanian Revisited book. As the photograph was titled, it was quite easy for me to find the bridge over the Dasher River at Claude Road. But with no man-made structures for reference, I was not 100% sure that this image had been taken at the same location as Herb's photograph. The only other location where a sizable stream traverses Claude Road was 8 kilometres further up the road at O'Neill's Crossing. Upon closer observation, this site appeared to be the more promising of the two. I entered the GPS coordinates for both locations into my project planner. By 2019, Claude Road was now an exceptionally busy through road carrying high-speed traffic. Like most Tasmanian country roads, there was little or no shoulder space to pull over. So I parked on the far side of the Dasher River and walked back across the bridge to take a closer look. I'm in the approximate location where the shot was taken 100 years ago. Off down here to my side you can see the creek bed. My guess is the bridge was a lot lower. This is obviously a new bridge and it's been raised up. My guesses were about 50 to 100 metres this side from where the original photograph was taken. But I'm pretty sure that we're in the vicinity of where it was taken. You can tell that I was not convinced. So I decided to walk over to the other side of the road to see if I could find any hard evidence there and perhaps a better angle.
Okay, what we've got here is, I believe, the real location of the bridge. You've got a bit of a ramp, a raised area there, and there's old paving on it. I think that was the original road and the original bridge.
I was still not convinced that I had this location pegged. It seemed my H.J. King Claude Road footage was destined for the cutting room floor. I was not at all happy with my attempt to replicate Herb's photograph. And with time marching on and another site left to film that day, I decided to cut my losses and move on. This would later prove to be a big mistake. Several months on, whilst editing this video, nothing I had filmed at the Dasher River site made any sense. Reviewing my project planner, I realised to my dismay that the Dasher River site had been my alternative. And in my rush to move on that day, I had totally forgotten to visit the most promising site up at O'Neill's Crossing. I now knew that this is where I should have been that day. To be sure, I zoomed in on the Google Map image at O'Neill's Crossing and my eye was immediately drawn to a very distinctive shape along the ridge of the distant mountain. I quickly flicked back to Herb's photograph and enlarged his image. Lining up the ridgeline in both images, I discovered that they matched up perfectly. For final confirmation, I sent both images to Rod Hale, the local guide who had helped me with the Mole Creek Bridge images. Rod offered to take a new photograph at O'Neill's Crossing on his next trip to Cradle Mountain. Comparing Rod's 2020 photograph with Herb's photograph proves beyond a doubt that I had finally rediscovered Herb King's Claude Road. It's just a shame I never got to see it. Maybe next time.